I was thinking about running just an amplifier to the stock speakers and then just plugging in headphone jack to the amplifier to like a tablet or my phone. The problem with that is, well, you got no equalizer. Although some apps you can add an equalizer, or some of the Windows apps, you could have an equalizer, in certain players. But the problem with that is it's not going to be like global to all the apps, so it'd be pretty much just a flat response output, which that will suck. So this radio had to go. This is what was in here, some piece of junk Pioneer. Couldn't even turn the knob. I don't know why the knobs were flush like that, but my hands didn't work on it. So I just got a score on this. This is a touchscreen Kenwood. It is not the full Android Auto that I have in our minivan. That was like over $700. I got this for $150 clearance. It was normally like $270 something originally. It is touchscreen. It does have the 13-band equalizer, so I'm hoping it's got the same kind of sound processor that the one in our minivan has. Now, I tried 3 different radios in our minivan before I was happy with that one, and that one has this awesome, all sorts of fine-tuning. You can cross over the front speakers separate from the rear speakers, separate from the subwoofer, all sorts of enhancements, and it sounds good. So I'm hoping this has similar sound processing. It's going to need it here when you're changing out a Mach, audio system. I guess this might not be the Mach 460, or maybe it is the Mach 460 and they dropped that badge. But anyway, so I just got this all adapters, soldered the wires, shrink tubed them and everything, So should be, I'm going to shove this thing in there, which I'm going to have to put the phone down to do. Let's see how this thing looks. Okay, this is what it looks like with the panels back on. That is a nice improvement. $150 for touchscreen. Marked down from $279. Kenwood does have the awesome equalizer in there, similar to the one in our $700 something one in our minivan. Pretty close to the same features, and you need to be able to adjust this stuff. It's got a little lag and going through different buttons, but it's pretty good. Audio. Fader, balance here, like the speaker crossover, that's important. It does do, like, with you hit speaker selection, and then you can set each one's like front speakers, 6x8s, whatever, which are turned off. I just have the mids and highs up on above. But so that crossover, I have 100 hertz and up is all it's allowed through there. The rear speakers in the deck, then I've got the crossover at 60, because 6x8s can put a little bit of mid bass. And then, of course, the subwoofer, everything 80 hertz and below, you could tweak the snot out of these settings. And you really need it in something like this, because trying to make these Mach 460s and whatever systems sound good with these funky speakers they use and everything, you need some good equalization and adjustment. So right now, with just a little 8-inch sub I have in the back on an amp, and then this running the 6x8s and the mid-range tweeters in the back stock, and then the stock mids and highs, it's sounding pretty good, and it cranks. I have an extra rear view camera, so I'll probably hook it up later. But so far, man, it's awesome. Running mids and highs off here and subwoofer off there. And I have a couple other subwoofers, which I'll make probably another video about. And just to show you, I mean, had to use like a lot of schematics. I mean, it's real basic. But then, I had to download this, kind of shows what wire was what between the head unit, stock head unit, each amplifier, or actually, going right to the speakers, and then the amplifiers, like I said, each bank of 6x8s were set up as mono in these things from the factory. Same thing on my 96. Front 2 speakers tied together, going to a mono block amplifier, and so is the rear 2 6x8s. These are the stock amplifiers. And I'm sure they were high quality at the time, or maybe, I don't know, but they look like the same thing. I think they are the same. I don't think there's anything any different on these because they're both just running 6x8s for the mids and lows, or actually more like lows only because they're called subwoofers, even though they're 6x8s. In the doors are subwoofers, and then the back thing was called subwoofers, and then the 3-inchers or whatever they are, they're the mids and highs. So, and now I can listen to some jams if I drive this thing around.